Yo, what up? Here I am again, just kicking stuff from off top of the dome. Things just kind of on my mind. I like the YouTube thing because I get some thoughts out there in the public. So, welcome back to Hutch Unfiltered. Love to hear some discussion because some people are going to challenge me, say I'm wrong or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's all kind of a discussion. It's good interaction. Like subscribe, man. Watch, subscribe, and then comment, and just give me some feedback. So welcome back to Hutch Unfiltered. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that it comes up often. I hear a lot of people talking about this, especially if you start listening to stuff in the manosphere, especially like, I hate to say it, red pill, or some of these guys can consider incel content as well too. So, but if you hear it, you'll probably understand this before. But emotionless sex and pair bonding, and a lot of beliefs that people repeat online and don't actually match like real human behavior. So, one of the things that I hear often is that when men and women have sex, it's different, right? Like women are emotional when they decide to have sex with somebody, and men can have sex without emotion, and but women can't. And the idea that women with high body counts lose their ability to pair bond, and I think it's case by case, and I'm gonna say a lot of this is anecdotal, just observations of humans. I know there's probably been some studies and things of that sort. So there's probably some scientific things behind some of this, but psychology is an interesting field to study. So I think it's a little bit more complicated than what people believe. So I think men and women both have the capability, to have emotional connection and emotional detachment. And so when we talk about emotionally detached sex in women, the first thing that pops in my mind is prostitution. So there I said, streetwalkers, professional women, porn stars, those women are often utilizing their bodies in ways that are business, and there is not much emotion involved in what they do. They can go ahead and have a romp, get up, and leave. No problems associated with it at all. Give my money and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, those same women, like some of which you don't know, you might actually be dealing with. So they'll have somebody that they might be connected to, that emotionally connected to, and bond with, but it's just strictly business for them. They don't look at it in terms of the same way that other people will look at it. So, but on the other side, there are some women that get deeply attached through sex. Some women, and like I said, some women don't. I don't think it's necessarily a gender rule. It's human variation. So, I think biology gives men and women some different reproductive incentives, though, and society gives men and women different consequences. So I think that's why we like to think of it in terms of the emotions associated with it, because some of the consequences of a promiscuous man versus a promiscuous woman, they look different. So a lot of times women, if they're promiscuous and they end up pregnant, have a pregnancy, then they have a child that they have to rear, that there's no man there. There's no And if you associate men with provision, not all men provide. There's not always provision associated with men. There's not always protection associated with men. Tell me, you driving crazy. Yeah, so I'm in the car, so I'm just looking at people driving, and I'm like, man, this guy crossed like 3 lanes. It was insane. And they kind of stopped in the middle of the lane. Anyway, so, but that's a whole nother topic in terms of, providing and protecting and, what men are supposed to do versus, the reality of stuff. So, but versus a man. So a man could, make a bunch of seeds and they then can never be present, or be present and be saddled with the burden of raising and providing for several children. So that could be very burdensome, as well too. So there's different consequences for it, but pair bonding, I don't know if it's destroyed by a number, or it might be more shaped by somebody's personality, their upbringing, maybe some trauma that happened to them. So if a woman has been traumatized by emotional or sexual experiences, there might be the possibility that she may not want to bond. Also, like, sexual trauma can actually lead to a lot of promiscuous behavior in women, as a way to try to gain control back over the choice of their sexual encounters. So there might be a deeper rationale behind their pair bonding, or even their promiscuity, that a lot of people do not know. So the pair bonding might not have anything to do associated with a body count. It could have been, one traumatic situation that led to a situation where mentally they're not interested in bonding because they're still dealing with trauma. So, and that goes into like attachment styles, which there is a lot of psychology around, the different type of attachment styles, like, the anxious attached, and like those are really the more fleeting ones. But I won't really get into that discussion here. But like I said, I don't know if necessarily the choice to have more sexual partners aligns with their ability to pair bond. I think their personality or attachment style or their upbringing might have more to do with the behavior in general, more so than the other way around. So it's not like, as soon as a woman hits a certain number, boom, no, she can't pair bond anymore. I don't think it works that way. I think that woman probably had a problem pair bonding even if she didn't have any partners. She might have just had, emotional issues where she can't necessarily connect on that level. So, but overall, I think just in reality, we're just denying the reality that humans are diverse in their emotional patterns. So on the opposite end, on the flip side, there are guys that if they have sex with a woman, they are enamored, in love, like they are locked in. A lot of us called it, being whipped. They whipped, They got a little sample, and then they can't get back. That woman is impacted on them, like imprinted on the man. So if you don't know anybody like that, I'm sure, if you're a guy, you have seen or had a friend that was like that in some form or fashion, and then they had to get over that woman that he compares all other women to. And then there are, of course, guys that can't get attached to anybody. Like, no matter what, they're always out on the hunt, even if they're with somebody, even if they're married, even if it doesn't matter who it is, even if they got the most perfect woman in the world, they're still going to be out and about doing all types of things because they have the inability to stay committed. Or there's some people that just don't want to be in long-term relationships, period. Like, they just, no matter what, they'll never get married. They don't want to get married. They want to be permanent daters. And that's just the thing. I think some of that is attached to different personality types. Guys might have a emotional trauma. They might have had a relationship that was younger that broke their heart, that created a trauma inside of them that they never got over, that made them want to just move from woman to woman to woman as either some form of validation or to avoid a long-term commitment, so they can't be taken advantage of. So there's a lot of things that go on and all that stuff. So, but overall, the truth is that both men and women can experience sex emotionally or casually, and pair bonding depends more on the person than the body count. So, all right, give me your thoughts, man. This is the part of the video here where I ask for your thoughts. So give me an idea of what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you. Again, this is Chris with Hutch Unfiltered, and look forward to seeing the comments, and please like and subscribe. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.